folks, today we're going to do another tier list because why not? And today we're going to be doing a tier list of indie makeup brands. I 100% realize that this isn't going to be an exhaustive list of indie makeup brands because there are too many to count and too many for me to remember and too many for me to include in one list of things. Apologies if I left out your favorite, but let me know what your favorite is down in the comments. Please do. There's not coffee in here, it's fizzy water. Josh is also helping me pick out the categories today. We've got my tier maker up. So we're gonna indie makeup brands. Category, who cares? These are indie brands. Woo. No cover photo. Okay. Upload all the things. Babe, give me the songs that we had come up with. The categories. Okay, these aren't going to be in any particular... All the categories are going to be songs again. And the catch this time was that Josh helped pick the songs, and he made a Spotify playlist. So the first one we have is High Hopes from Panic at the Disco. This one is literally just going to be for a brand that I had high hopes for, and then it just didn't meet those expectations. What's the next one? Crush, Crush, Crush?
Crush, Crush, Crush by Paramore is on there.
Yeah, so we have brands that I am crushing on, but I've never taken the plunge. We haven't gone steady yet. Brands that I'm itching to try, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So, yeah. I got a lot to say And notice your eyes are always glued to...
Next! Everlasting Shine.
Everlasting Shine. This is one of the OPs from Black Clover. Was it 11th? I think it's the 11th OP. And this one is literally just for sparkly things. Super sparkly things. Brands that make sparkly eyeshadows and they make me feel sparkly and shiny things. You know?
Then we have Somewhere in Between.
Somewhere in Between by who?
Lifehouse.
Josh is going through some weird ass playlist on Spotify. Somewhere in Between. And this means exactly what you think it means. It's just somewhere in between all of these. It doesn't really fit in any other category. Again, it's kind of like something I don't really have strong feelings or thoughts about in either way.
It's just there.
All right, what's next?
Lie, Cheat, Steal by Run the Jewels. Is that this one?
Yep.
Lie, cheat, steal, kill, win.
Yes. Lie, Cheat. I had to think. I'm like, which one's Steal? By Run the Jewels, which is off RTJ
2.
2?
Yep.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was on 4. Show extra. Fine. Do you mean the poster that I have behind my head? Nope. 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 There it is. There it is. Right back there. What's next?
We also had Gimme, Gimme, Gimme by ABBA.
Oh, wait! No, wait, that was the better one. I wanted that one. Okay. Wait, yes, okay.
Gimme with exclamation points at the end.
Gimme, gimme, wait. After each gimme?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Gimme,
Gimme,
exclamation point.
gimme, gimme.
And then in parentheses.
A Man After Midnight isn't as relevant. A Man After, but I'm putting it in the title.
By ABBA.
ABBA. Somebody recently asked me, like, oh, what's your favorite ABBA song? And I was like, I don't know if I have strong enough feelings about ABBA to have feelings about their songs, but I know this one's a fun one. It's got the... We got 6 categories. Okay, here we go. I think it's good. I think I got some good categories going.
Are there any gaps?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay. Presentation mode. Here we go. BB. Okay. We have... I've gathered a bunch of indie brands, ones that I've tried, ones that I haven't. We have Cheekbone Beauty, which is one that I have tried a couple of things from them, and I feel like I'm crushing on them because I want to know more about them. I want to try more things from them. I'm excited. I'm interested. Cheekbone Beauty, they're based out of Canada, and it's an indigenous owned brand, and I have some of their eyeshadow crayons, and I quite like them. I'm interested to see what they do, and so I'm going to be like following what they do, which I'm excited for. I'm excited to see. I'm trying to remember if I remember all these logos. Next, Cleona Cosmetics, Everlasting Shine, because they make sparkly, shiny duochrome things. And also the only stuff I have from Cleona is their highlighters, which are also very sparkly and pretty. They're one of the better known ones in the like single eyeshadow game, especially like crazy, awesome duochrome stuff. And they work perfectly in the Everlasting Shine category. Love them. Okay, Colored Rain. I feel like it would go between Crush Crush and it's in between, somewhere in between. Thing is, I really like their eyeshadows, but I haven't tried anything else really that I liked a lot from them. Like, I'm not a fan of their liquid lipstick formula, but like I like their eyeshadows. Like their eyeshadows are good. I want to try more, but I feel like I'm not as like excited about new things from them as I am from like some other brands on this list. So they're somewhere in between, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, I'm keeping up to date with them, but I'm not like oogling over it all the time, you know? Divina is another sparkly one. When I think of single eyeshadow brands that are just known for their like glittery, duochromy spark, like they have the most intense swatches on Instagram, Divina is one of them and Cleona is another. And we will have more later for sure. Drench Cosmetics, which is a small brand owned by Killer King on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter. Drench, oh my god, the logos look kind of similar. I didn't mean for the logos to look that similar next to each other. Drench is one I've been crushing on that I've been like, gonna try some stuff from there soon. I've been very checked out of makeup everything lately, so I need to just check back in and just see what's going on and just like peek my head and be like, oh, okay, that's what's happening. So definitely crushing on Drench Cosmetics for sure. Next, we have Suva Beauty. The logo has been like cut off a bunch of times. Suva was one I had high hopes for initially because I had tried a couple of their things a few years back, and then a friend of mine had told me about some stuff that they did and said and ways that they reacted to people on social media. It's just, their professionalism on socials was lacking, and I haven't really seen a whole lot from them that I've been excited about since. Like, I bought an eyeshadow palette from them, and I was like, okay, like, I wasn't that into it, actually. Like, the idea of it, when I saw the color story, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. But then when I actually, like, got around to using it, and I'm like, it's fine. I had high hopes, but not so much anymore. Next, Glossier. Between all of these, I feel like they're somewhere in between. You know? Like, I like what they're trying to do, but I don't always like their products in practice and in use, you know? It's not always what I'm super, super into. Next is JD Glow, which is absolutely going in the Everlasting Shine category because that's the category I thought of. Like, as soon as we came up with that song, I was like, oh yeah, JD Glow is going in there. Like, JD Glow is absolutely going in there. Because they're galaxy shadows. They're so sparkly. They're like the sparkliest, prettiest, most, like, best value, affordable, sparkly eyeshadows. Like, they're so good. Like, I will tout the galaxy shadows praises forever. Juvia's Place. Juvia's Place, I also feel kind of similarly about Colored Rain, like similarly about Juvia's Place as Colored Rain, because I like their shadows, like their festival palette, which I actually have in my desk, one of my favorite like bright palettes, but I bought another one years back and I decluttered it because I just wasn't using it that much, and like the color story just wasn't my thing. And like, I know their complexion products are definitely not my thing because they're like super full coverage, like more matte dry down, so I know it's not really going to be my style of foundation, but I'm interested to see what they're doing, but I'm not so excited all the time. You know what I mean? Kaleidos, on the other hand, give me. give me all the things. Kaleidos actually just teased a new collection where I'm like, what? I love Kaleidos. I have so many of their eyeshadows. I have I have this in here, like a little lip conditioner. Just their branding, their marketing, and the shadows, like the quality and just the collections, they're all so pretty. Next, we have CASHAPP, which is actually a brand that's inside Sephora, but they're kind of ones where I've been crushing on them. Their brow products, I'm kind of into the idea of once I actually run out of the brow products I have right now. And I've heard good things about their complexion stuff. I've heard good things about the brand in general, but not a lot of things. Like, I feel like I've seen like 2 or 3 people talk about CASHAPP, like raving about them. And so I've been kind of checking for them and interested. And once I run out of my current brow gel, I'm thinking either the CASHAPP brow gel or the Fenty brow gel. So let me know which one is your favorite if you've tried either of them. I don't know. But I'm crushing on CASHAPP. Lethal. Okay. I feel like Lethal, also crushing on Lethal. Even though I've used Lethal before, I have an eyeshadow palette. That's the only thing I have from them. Like, I don't have anything else from Lethal. And I always love their formulas, like everyone that I've tried. And they just did the collection, the palette with Teresa's Dead, and they just make good quality eyeshadows. And I feel like their color stories are always really cool. Like, they do a good job with their color stories. I'm into Lethal. I wouldn't put it in the gimme category just because like I don't have a lot from them, but they're up there. Next, Mira Beauty. I'm gonna put Mira in Crush because I have wanted to buy one of their eyeshadows, but every time I log on to buy one of their palettes, they're sold out, which is super cool because they're like a small brand and they're relatively new. And I definitely want to buy some things from them soon. I just need to get on that and actually pay attention to when they're releasing stuff. You know, I like them. I do like them. Menagerie Cosmetics. Where should I put Menagerie, babe? I feel like I should...
You only have like one thing.
I know. I feel like I should put it in this either somewhere in between or the High Hopes.
But like, you like the thing that you have.
Yeah, but I only have one thing.
The other thing is that like, every time when I've looked at getting you a gift, I go to check their website and like, they're always sold out of everything. Like,
yeah.
I can't buy their product.
Yeah. So I feel like for that reason, it's not the same reason as the Suva Beauty one, but I feel like I want to put Menagerie and High Hopes just because I want them to succeed. Like, I want them to, because they're a local brand. They make great quality eyeshadows. Like, I love the like story behind the products and the branding. Like, it's always great, but it's just like they're always like one step like missing, you know? And like Josh says, like, they're always sold out of things.
Like, you can buy their like individual
shadows,
but like their palette.
Yeah. Well, and it's like I get that a lot of indie brands, like, they obviously can't restock as often as like a big brand, but yeah, I feel like Menagerie, they're always just like they're one step behind what they could be doing, and I want them to succeed. Suva Beauty I had high hopes for, and Menagerie I have high hopes for them. Mented also. Mented, I actually have one lip gloss from them, and I have been crushing on them for sure. I want to try more of their lip glosses. Obviously right now, like, wearing more pigmented lip glosses doesn't necessarily make sense because we're wearing masks out in public. But once things get back to not wearing masks in public, whenever that is, and I think they actually have some good brow stuff too. I also didn't want to make this video like super negative because it's like the last thing I want to do is just like bash all over indie brands for no reason. When we do the influencer brands, that's what that video will be for. We saved some other songs in a playlist that'll be included in that one. Next, Midas. Gimme all of it. I love Midas. I love them. I have so many things from them, and the people that work there, the owner, Rocio, she's great. She's done collabs with some of my faves. Like, I love Midas. But you guys are not surprised by that at all. Next, Moira Beauty Cosmetics. Moira. They make the pretty ombre blushes. I'm definitely crushing on because I got the one blush from a subscriber and I really want to try more of them. So into them, and I'd wanted to try them for a while, but I just never got around to it. And I'm stoked to try different ones because they have one that's like a pink to yellow ombre, which I think would be very cool. Wouldn't that be cool? Next, Morphe is the only one. Well, no, there's two that are going in Light Treat Steal because it's Morphe, and obviously, because they steal ideas and they steal color stories and they collab with some of the worst people. So they get this category because fuck them. And they still count as an indie brand somehow. I don't know how. Muse Beauty. Musee. I'm putting Muse Beauty in somewhere in between because I don't really know much about them, and I don't really like pay any attention specifically to them. Not necessarily like because I don't like it. I just haven't really shown much of an interest in them, and I've seen some people talk about them, but I don't know. They're just like, they haven't been on my radar, but I was going through like an Instagram account that does like all indie brands, and I was just like taking note of things. And that was one where I'm like, oh, I don't know what they really do much. Is it all eyeshadows, I think? Yeah, Muse, they make, I've seen people talk about it and they're pretty eyeshadow palettes, but I honestly haven't really paid much attention. Nabla, crushing on Nabla. Yeah, Nabla also crushing on. Now that Nabla is inside Ulta, it's easier to like try their products, because for the longest time, like to get anything from Nabla, you had to like order from Italy, and so the shipping was always expensive and it always took a little bit longer to get here. And their highlighters are lovely, and I want to try their eyeshadow palettes, but I just haven't done it yet because for the longest time I was like, I don't want to spend that much money on shipping and then also the eyeshadow palette. But crushing on Nabla for sure. Odin's Eye. I got sent a bunch of stuff from them in PR, and like I like them. I'm gonna put them in Everlasting Shine because they got some fun sparkly stuff, and like their highlighters are actually quite pretty. Yeah, I'm putting, because it's not that I don't have feelings about them, but it's not like I'm crushing on them the same way these other brands are. I like them, and they're just real sparkly, like super sparkly. So I do like them. I just don't love them. I feel like something about the color stories don't always like speak to me, which again is just my own thing. I like their highlighters and their blushes. Their blushes are pretty good. Ofra. We're gonna put Ofra. I mean, I feel like they didn't cheat or steal, but they lied. They definitely lied. Ofra. We had high hopes for you, but then you just had to go and skirt around a person up at the head of Ofra being like a terrible person, and then tried to be like, oh, well, no, we stand for all these things, except the person who's making the most money off of our brand doesn't, and that they didn't know what things meant. God, that whole ordeal was so messy. Because, like, besides Ofra themselves, like, being a mess, there was just a lot of people who were trying to defend them in very weird ways. It was just all around weird. Next, Shroud Cosmetics, also crushing on. Shroud is one of those where, like, I have really high hopes for them. I don't want to put them in high hopes because I feel more positively about Shroud than I do about Menagerie. And I want them to succeed so much because it's like, I feel like they have all the pieces that they could do really cool things. They just need more people. Like, they just need more people to be able to accomplish all of that. Like, every shadow I've tried from Shroud has been great. The fact that they did the collab with Betty Jean last year, which was awesome. Yeah, I like their vibes. And, like, the owner's really nice. Like, she follows me on Twitter. And also is really into anime, so, like, plus. I am crushing on Shroud. Sydney Grace. Sydney Grace is one that I want to try more of. I'm going to put them in somewhere in between because I want to try more of them, but the only time I've ever bought anything from Sydney Grace, and this was years ago at this point, before they actually changed the name of their brand, I tried some of their eyeshadows when I was trying to, like, essentially build my own subculture palette because they had some colors that were really similar to it. It made my eyes, like, I got, like, not an eye infection, because that's not what it was, but it was like, it made my eyes really dry and itchy. And so I don't know if I had like an allergic reaction to it. And this was, like I said, like back right around when Subculture came out. So like 2017. I just have been wary about trying their stuff since then. because I don't want to like take the plunge and then have like my eyes just get all itchy and weird, because it took a little while to get it to go back because I wasn't sure if it was the shadows at first, but I haven't been able to like take the plunge and buy any of the new stuff. And it's so cool that they're doing the collab with Christine from Temptalia, because like of all of the fucking beauty people on the internet, Christine deserves a collab, I feel like, more than literally anybody. Everything I've heard about Cindy Gray Shadow since then has been really good, so I just haven't tried them again yet. Terra Moons, sparkly. Oh, it's a PNG file. This is supposed to say Terra Moons, but apparently it's just a PNG, so I can't even see the word Terra Moons. It's just the moon and the star. It's another sparkly single eyeshadow brand, similar to JD Glow, similar to Divina, and similar to Cleona. They're definitely ones, I would put them between Crush and Everlasting Shine because they are hella sparkly, but also like I really want to buy some of their eyeshadows. And I'm excited. I'm excited about it, for sure. Oma Beauty. Hardcore crushing on Oma Beauty. Oma has my new favorite concealer. I wouldn't say new because I bought it I bought it twice now. The formula is fantastic. I love their concealer so much. It's just such a good concealer. And their brow products are something that I'm interested in as well, that I'm excited for. So it's between the Kosas, the Fenty, and the Oma Beauty brow products. But I just need to make sure that they have like the perfect taupe shade for me, because so many brow products run really red, which isn't really what I like on my own brows. And Oma, they have some brow stuff, and they have pretty eyeshadows, and literally their complexion products. Everything I've heard about the foundation itself has been fantastic. Everything that I know about the concealer is also fantastic, and they have a great shade range. So many different things, lip products, eyeshadows, complexion stuff. They really got like front to back, all of it. And so I'm crushing on them. I want to try more stuff for sure. For sure. Well, I think this is a decent list, and it's very accurate to me, being that I just love indie brands and I just want all of them to do well, because the more that small businesses succeed, the less the big companies have control of literally everything. You know, I'm a sucker for small businesses. I'm a sucker for handmade stuff. Having one person's vision go into a brand and really executing it in a way that's authentic, it makes me happy, because so many times you see these big brands like attempting to do these themes and then it just fails miserably. But the indie brands are really the ones that are able to put all their creativity into it, because they don't have like a boardroom behind everything making sure that this is gonna sell, this isn't gonna sell, like with these stupid corporate ideals. I mean, granted, some indie brands like have corporate offices, obviously, like Morphe has a corporate office, Ofra I'm sure has a corporate office, but a lot of these are probably just like a handful of people making stuff or designing things and shipping them and packaging them and sending them out. And I just want indie brands to do well. So if there are any other ones that you have seen that you think that I would like, let me know in the comments. That would be cool. And as far as song of the day goes, let's have it be Lie, Cheat, Steal from Run the Jewels, because I was listening to Run the Jewels like a shit ton in my car on the way home from work today, and I love those guys. They're so good. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. There will be another one of these. I'm thinking of doing the influencer brands, so please leave comments below with influencer brands that you would like me to include in the next tier list. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a good night. I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are taking care of yourselves. Stay hydrated, and I will see you all in my next video.